Welcome back, everybody. Let's do a garden tour. Okay, now a lot of changes have taken place. Let's just start up front here with the garlic. And you see a bunch of presumably empty pots. The garlic is still in there, but I don't know exactly what it might be doing because basically everything is just dried off. My companions are telling me to just leave them be and harvest them as I normally would regular garlic. So we'll see what happens when the time comes in the fall to harvest these. Now, we originally talked about this garden about putting weed cover down and making sure that the rows were easily accessible and making it all neat and tidy. As you can tell, that has not happened, and there's a reason for that. It has been made known to me that learning to work with nature is learning to work with everything that it has to offer, grass and weeds included, because what I've learned is not everything is a weed. We've talked briefly about this before, how just because it's called a weed doesn't mean it is a weed. And as you can see, the grass is quite tall. But as a result, I have come across some delightful surprises, such as this. I've had many, many volunteer flowers pop up. And we're about to see quite a few here. Let me see. The one thing I will say about this is you need to be careful where you step because the ground is uneven anyway. And when it's covered in all kinds of foliage and things, you can lose your footing very easily. And also, I don't want to trample anything that I love. But as you can see, there's a lot of volunteer flowers here. We've got some snapdragons here. And we did plant those ourselves, but we've got some more. I don't know if you can see these beautiful little babies coming up here. Those are volunteer flowers. All of these cosmos are volunteer. I have volunteer collards that have come up and lettuces that have come up, all because I left things in its natural state and let it be what it was meant to be. And I've learned a great deal from it, not only as a gardener, but as a spiritual person working with nature. It has taught me so much about just paying attention to what's actually growing. Now, my garden is organic. I do have pests, but I've noticed that I have a lot less pests because I'm working a lot closer with nature. I'm letting nature teach me instead of me trying to control and teach nature. Over here is beautiful, beautiful flowers. I believe they were cosmos as well. You can see, I don't know if I can get in here and show you. There's a little guy working out the pollen there. Over here is my cabbage, where I'm actually about to start planting some more cabbage. I'm going to plant more basil and parsley. I have learned that I can still plant in July and have it harvesting time probably just before, some items before the first frost and some after. We've got some more snapdragons that are starting to come on nicely. Let's check out this cabbage. He's a little baby cabbage. It's very healthy too. I'm super happy about it. My zucchini took a hit, but it's coming back over here pretty nicely. And let's see if I can step through here. Oh, we have some straw flowers here too that are really remarkable. This is one here that's getting ready to open. And then this is the white Shasta, I believe it's called, which are just fabulous. I love these things. I have started pressing flowers and drying them for an entirely new project that I hope to share with you, preserving them in resin and making different projects with that. Let me see. You can see back there a Tabasco pepper that has come on. And of course, my cucumber plants have gone crazy. Let's see here if we can get across. I love the wildness of it. I really, really do. And my plants are coming in quite a bit healthier as a result of not weeding and fussing and fighting every aspect of the garden and just letting it be. The Beans are doing great, as you can tell. Had some insect damage. This is the month that we tend to get Japanese beetles. They're very invasive and very nasty. You can behind, oh, there's a happy bird. Behind it, you can see some more volunteer flowers that are growing on these huge stalks, and the beans have wrapped around those as well. And the tomatoes have gone berserk. Yeah, they just keep going. And more volunteer flowers just by leaving everything alone. So these are San Marzano tomatoes. I always confuse and want to say Roma because they're similar in shape, but they are doing very, very well. I did have some blossom end rot issues, and I did fertilize for that, and it seems to have stopped that. So the new tomatoes coming on, doing great. I'm going to have to go back out and come around. Take this very slowly, because I don't want to trample anybody. Okay. We have another beautiful flower that volunteered too. This guy right here. And this is the area that I'm going to put in basil, parsley, and the cabbages too. So let's come around. We did get the trees cleaned up. I'll bring you over here real quick so that we can get proper sunlight. And as a result, we're starting to get some lovely flowers happening. And I believe this is a raspberry bush. And over here, this was really exciting. Because of the sunlight, we now have these. I'm so happy to see this. It's a true blessing. It really is. So these plants are now doing incredibly well as a result of being able to get more sunlight. So let's come back over and see. Now this area of the garden is squash and pumpkins all day. Initially, I had planted some bush beans. You can still see them. This one's actually doing pretty well. I got it fertilized and it's now much, much happier. But starting here and going all the way back is a few different varieties of squashes and pumpkins. And actually, we have, see if I can find, there it is. That beauty right there, all nestled in safe and sound. Very excited about that. And over here, after 2 years of trying, we have asters. Very excited about that. It looks like we have a little, oh, we've got a bee in there. Look. Hello, baby. Bees in there. Oh, that's so wonderful. That's exciting. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy. We've had an influx of bees and butterflies as a result. I'm very, very happy, very blessed. So grateful they finally were able to call it home. Now coming in here, again, similar amounts of chaos, but I'm very pleased with it. The grass is very tall, but as I've been told by my Fae companions, the grass is also very beneficial. It's very healthy. But even if, as like in this case in here, where I planted rosemary, or here where I've got sage, even if I want to pull it out, I was told to just lay it down because it provides a way to mulch and to hold in moisture. And they're certainly not hurting anything. Over here, we've got some more volunteer flowers. And this one, you remember the mullein plant that we harvested together? I got to back up for this one. It's gone to flower. This is year 2. And so I'll be collecting seeds, but that's the base. And that's the top. I think I've got it in frame. No, I do, I think. Yeah. Even if it were on the ground, it's as tall as I am. Well, taller than I am. And over here are cone flowers, or echinacea. Those are the original ones that we planted 3 years ago, excuse me. And then this is the one I grew from seed. which is absolutely glorious. I love it. And of course our yarrow, which is now all different kinds of shades, yellow and pink and all kinds of beautiful colors. And I've been harvesting that on and off. Another volunteer flower right here. I'm disturbing the bees. They're trying to eat. And we've got some marigolds back in here, which is also why I'm planting more parsley, because it's getting overtaken by the bee balm, which also is great for all the pollinators. And we've got our thyme still, and our sweet William, which is going through its cycles of flowering. And in here, in the corner, I do actually have some habanero peppers. So let's go look at the buckets that we planted out together. And our rose, which you can see did take some beetle damage. It is coming back and it's starting to put new flowers out, as you can see right here. Now I have had mixed results with good results, but a few, despite my attentions to it, some are struggling. And it's been very interesting which ones have struggled. This one right here has struggled a great deal, but since I fertilized, I noticed it's coming back better now. The pepper plants, they're a little small, but they are producing. The Thai basil is still very tiny, but it looks a lot healthier, and it is starting to come back. And again, basil will grow well past the first frost, at least where I'm at. We've got a lot more stock flowers. Hey there. Here's another little precious one, and friends. And the lemon balm is doing better. We've got some shallots that I wanted to try out, and some more stock flowers. But as you can see, the chamomile completely almost died off on me, but it is starting to come back now. You can see that. And we got some more flowers and thyme. Nasturtiums, they're trailing nasturtiums, are doing really well. I have no complaints there. The basil's starting to come back. I got it trimmed up, and the yellow squash is finally starting to get some mojo, but it looks like I have completely lost the dwarf sunflowers. And the Autumn Beauty, yeah, it's the Autumn Beauty. I got a couple of flowers. I have one here, as you can see, and that was it. That was it. So I may also end up planting those as well, because you can also plant those in July as well. And of course, let me see, we have our rosemary, which is doing just great. Now the pumpkin looks horrible until you get down here on the ground, and she's actually doing really well. I'm hoping to get a pumpkin for Samhain. And then the mugwort, another Thai basil, they're doing great. This one, I forget, oh, valerian, that's valerian, I believe. And then I have another pepper plant. I think this is another Tabasco plant. And then we've got our lemongrass over here. And hiding at the back is the evil stinging nettle. That is my pride and joy. I love it dearly. And that's about it for the garden tour. Mistakes, I think my biggest mistakes were not getting things fertilized early enough and with the proper fertilizer. I always have been using in the last several years the M.I. Gardener Trifecta, which I still stand by. But when I did my transplanting, I had used a bag from the previous year that was left open, and I didn't realize it. And I think the fertilizer had just lost its get up and go. But I had purchased a huge brand new bag unopened, and I went through, used not all of it, but a goodly portion of the bag, and all of the plants immediately responded. So I think as far as failures, I don't see anything as a failure in the garden, but definitely a learning experience. And hi, Grumpy. Grumpy says hello. Yeah, I know. Yes, I know. You're a good boy. Yes, you are. You're grumpy, but you're a good boy. And I have been thrilled with the lessons I've learned about letting things be natural, letting things wild. It has taught me a great deal about plant identification, plant purposes, the reason why things crop up where they do, it's been incredibly helpful. And honestly, I wouldn't want it any other way. I'm so happy with everything. Some have struggled because of the fertilizing issue, and some just kept on trucking, like those squash and pumpkins over there. I'm very, very happy with the results, and I feel like I'm just getting started. As a gardener, everybody gets it. Yeah, I'm just getting started. Just getting wound up good. So, but that's the garden tour, everyone. And as I mentioned, I'm going to be starting some more cabbage since I actually was able to grow one. That means I can grow more. So we're probably going to work this entire area over to the Volunteer Cosmos. And I'm going to put in more cabbages, and then I'm going to start interspersing basil and parsley in with those as well. So everyone, thank you for joining me, and I can't wait to see you next time. And if you like this kind of content, please consider liking and subscribing. You're the reason why this channel is here. Thank you, everyone. Take care. Blessings to you and yours. Bye-bye.